I told you I'm here to get it, cause baby I'm in my prime. So if you want it, come with it, nobody dimming my shine. Been a long time, homie, since I first got down. Still on top of my game, forever play to the crowd. When I'm in front of a mic and I'm in the spotlight, the Gridiron, man, we taking y'all on a flight. Always coming for the hardcore, this is what I work for. Got 'em feeling for some more, they yelling encore. Verbally, I'm bringing heat to the streets. The flames spit on my squad, nothing but winners, and you'll never see a quitter. Cause adversity is part of the plan. Just as sure as you go, always bob your head to the jam. So turn your volume up, you can see me up on your screen. Kicking knowledge like you need it, y'all some football fiends. Bringing heat at 100, we the realest around. Welcome to the Gridiron, baby, it's going down now. Like the music buzzing in amps. When I hit the end zone, fans are rocking the stands. Cause I'm an all be known until the breaking the dawn. Not Zeke, but I'ma eat the way I'm seeing the film. It's the battle hymn, homie, gonna bang in your ear. And when they hear it, they gon' know the Kings is here. All be known until the breaking the dawn. Not Zeke, but I'ma eat the way I'm seeing the film. I'm here to get mine, never gonna dwell on the past. Always moving forward, I won't take my foot off the gas. And I'm ready for the battle and whatever may come. I fight from up in the saddle, go and beat that war drum. If you want some, get some, wicked about to get dumb. Got the crowd getting loud, everybody heads sprung. Hitting hard and coming stronger like a buck from a cage. Like Micah, I'm a lion busting out of my cage. Cause y'all ain't holding me now, I'll break your bury you down. Go and check your books, cause there ain't no play to be found. They can counter what I'm bringing, you ain't figure me out. Hitting suckers from their gut to their chest and their mouth. And now we steady climbing up to the top. You trying to get on our level, they watch your ass get dropped. Yo, it's your boy on the track, the OG double G. I'm rolling with the heavy hitter, yeah, that's Jerzey Tha King. Let's get it.
Let's get it. What's going on, y'all? Welcome into the show. Got a big show for you guys today. We're going to be talking about some UFL news, of course, some NFL news, IFL news, and NCAA football news, man. There's a lot going on this past week. We got a lot to talk about, and I'll be joined by a special guest today. So Gabe's not here. He had to work out of town again today. So hope you do have a great day at work, my friend, my brother from another mother. So I will be joined by a special guest today. So let's get this show popping, man. Let's get it off on the right foot. You feel what I'm saying? Welcome to the Gridiron, baby. You already know. Welcome to the Gridiron. Happy Saturday, everybody. The Gridiron is brought to you live by Fuel and Pro Football Alliance, of course. As well, you can catch Fuel Sports Network and download it on your Roku and Amazon TV and devices. Fuel Sports Network is powered by Gateway City Sports. What's going on, man? Happy Saturday. I'm excited to have my boy Hit back in the building. What's going on, Hit? Hold on, just make sure my special guest is good to go. You know what I mean? When he get ready to come on. How you doing today, Hit, man? Welcome back, brother. How was your vacation? Hope your vacation was very, very good. Hope you enjoyed it. You know what I'm saying? We know. You hate the Cowboys. It's okay. It's I done muted my damn self because my mic's tripping. All right, there we go. All right, my bad, y'all. We got a good show for you today, man. We got a packed stage or a packed show for you guys. We're gonna be talking some UFL, some NFL, some NCAA, and we're gonna have some fun today, man. You know what I mean? First off, it is May the 4th, y'all, and for all my Star Wars fans out there, May the 4th be with you, all of you. You dig what I'm saying? May the 4th be with you all. You know what I'm saying? We got some fan mail back today. You know what I mean? My boy Hit sending some fan mail today. So we'll be getting that taken care of as well. Like I said, man, we got a packed show for you guys today. And I will be joined in a bit by a special guest. But I'm going to jump into some news right away because there's a lot going on, man. There is a lot going on, and I think we should start off with the UFL because there is a, a good week going on right now in the UFL. There's a good game going on right now. We got Memphis and Birmingham. Memphis actually struck first, I should say. Excuse my language. Mispronounced that. Memphis struck first, and it was actually pretty interesting in the first quarter. Birmingham got the ball first. They didn't really do much. Gave the ball to Memphis got the ball. Memphis ended up turning it over, or Birmingham got the ball back, and then Memphis gets the ball again. So that's how the first couple series went. And then once Memphis got the ball back, they scored and scored. They struck first. They did miss on the conversion. So it was a 6-0 game at one point in time. Now it is 16-6. Birmingham is up right now with 3.5 left in the half. So Birmingham is currently leading 16-6, and Memphis they got something going today. They got a bit of a run game going right now. They're actually doing pretty well on the ground and making things happen. I give them that. It is looking pretty good for them. No, Star Wars is not based on a real story. I can't. But yeah, it's a great game going on right now, man. Check it out. Turn it on if you're not watching. Also, have us up on your TV screen right here live on Fuel Sports Network. Again, if you haven't downloaded Fuel Sports Network, please go and do so. You can find Fuel Sports Network on your Roku and Amazon TV and devices. Now, actually, I want to talk about last week's games real quick. Here's the scores from last week and the slate for this week. Last week, man, San Antonio and St. Louis really showed out. Both teams had dominant wins. Now, don't get me wrong, Arlington only lost by 10 points. They had the closest score to their opponent than any other team. And all the road teams won last week, as you see. But that 45 on that St. Louis dropped on DC, man, it was crazy. Because honestly, I think it was more of just frustration on DC's part. Jordan Teamu was just not in the game. He was making mistakes. He threw interceptions. I mean, what more could you say? You know what I mean? So I think it might be time for a change. You know what I mean? I think it might be actually time for a change. I think they should definitely look at putting DeAndre Francois in the game and at least give him a chance. You know what I mean? Give him an opportunity, see what he can provide out there for the offense. Because right now, something needs to change. You know what I mean? Something needs to change for that offense moving forward, especially going into this week. As you see again, they play tomorrow and they're taking on San Antonio again in a rematch. And San Antonio won the first meeting. So this is a big game for DC. And with DC having a losing record right now, like I told everybody, they're not going to be the same team. I've been saying it all season long. And it's showing they're not the same team. Without Abram Smith, without Lucky Jackson, without Chris Blair, without those weapons that they had last year that made them a dominant offense in the XFL league itself, it's not there now. And you can see it. So I think DC has the biggest challenge of the week, one of the biggest challenges of the week, and that's winning this game. They need this victory. But San Antonio also needs this victory as well to stay in the running with St. Louis in the XFL conference race. So these matchups are big in week 6. You know, we're heading into the stretch of the end of this regular season and going into the playoffs. And these teams are now fighting for position. Arlington's got to get a win to even have a chance to think about making the playoffs. They're going to have to get a win and a lot of help. And it starts off with a win and a couple XFL conference losses today. Teams in the XFL conference getting losses today. So they need a lot of help, and we'll just have to see if it happens. But they're going to have to come out on that field today as well and make it happen and really get it going. Now, let's see. You want me to go ahead and bring you in? Are you ready, my brother? No, he said don't do it. Said I'm not ready. I got you. I got you. Real quick. I got you. Real quick, y'all. Here's your power rankings right now. Now, right now, I can actually agree with these power rankings. I can actually agree with these power rankings. Let me go ahead and bring in our special guest. You with me, brother?
Yes, absolutely. I'm here, man.
What's going on, brother? Welcome in the CEO of Fuel.
Whose camera ain't working?
The A-Thing, Arlington Lane. His camera currently isn't working, but it's all right. We have this graphic up right now with the power rankings and the points leaders. So right now, even though Birmingham is undefeated and they're looking like the best team in the UFL, is it interesting to see that they're second in points by a decent margin?
Um, no, no, because lately the Battlehawks been putting up a lot of points in their games, and um, like they had 31 against San Antonio, 45 against DC. So yeah, they putting up the points, man. You got to. I said,
Definitely,
oh, I'm
definitely.
oh hit. I love it, man.
Welcome back, Hit. Yeah. Now, like I said, I agree with these power rankings, though. Honestly, I do agree with the power rankings. I feel that this is spot on from what we've seen on the field from these teams. I think RJ Young this week and last week they hit it on the head. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's definitely spot on in my opinion. Now, when you look at these MVP
Oh, that
rankings,
was an abomination. That's an abomination. That is an
I
abomination.
now you know I've been rooting for Adrian Martinez all season long. You know I've been
Correct.
rooting for him all season long. But I can't agree with this right now. You look at these stats and you put him number one because of his rushing yards when you have two quarterbacks with 1,000 yards passing. RJ, what's going on, brother? I mean, come on. I can't agree with these.
No.
Now, the top scoring offense and defense, of course, that's just what it is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Exactly.
And I agree with this wholeheartedly. You can tell St. Louis has been putting up the most points. Second to them is, of course, Birmingham, and third to them is San Antonio. And on the defensive side, I'm not shocked at this order either. I believe San Antonio has had the second best defense in the league, and then you got Michigan, and then I believe Houston is after that. If you want to put that number four in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they've had that. The problem is Houston's defense is good. The trouble is they've been out on the field too long, so that's why they've been giving up a
Hmm.
lot of points.
Exactly. Definitely agree. Now, here are your offensive leaders and defensive leaders so far through the season. And Tavante Beckett, sheesh, he's been all over the field in every game. In every game, you hear this man's name at least 5 times in a game on average.
Yep.
And Carlos Davis, it's like he's averaging a sack a game from these numbers, which he is. He's averaging a sack a game. And then Kai Nakua, we might see him on an NFL roster next season. He might be joining his brother in
And
the
he did
NFL
that
next year.
quick. He did that pretty
Yeah,
quick.
3 interceptions already. I don't know how many pass deflections. This man is all over the field. He's been a ball hawk. He's been just great in coverage as well. Over the top help, he's just been on it. He's literally just he's been on it, and I'm excited to see what he does the rest of the season. How do you feel about Kai Nakua's performance on defense so far?
If he can keep it up at this pace, he can like literally proceed as defensive player of the year for the XF for the UFL. I'm sorry.
Definitely, Definitely. What's going on, Robert? Welcome in, brother. How happy May 4th to you. If you are a Star Wars fan, may the 4th be with you. But yeah, I definitely agree wholeheartedly, and I think this is going to be interesting to see how he progresses this season. I think if he does, like you said, if he continues at this rate, keep grabbing some interceptions up, he's kind of on pace in a way to what Trayvon Diggs was doing a season or two ago in the NFL when he was getting all those interceptions, and what Deron Bland just did, you know, last season. So, he has an opportunity to put himself on the NFL roster next year, or this upcoming season actually. So it's going to be interesting to see. And Tavante as well. I think I think on the defensive side, I really think all three of these guys have a chance to be on the NFL roster. Tavante, Carlos, and Kai. I think all three of these guys have a chance. Now you know how I feel about Hakeem Butler and him going into the NFL. We talked about this. We talked about this. I'm just not. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. He liked that post that I actually put on X too. He actually liked it. I screenshot it so I can send it to you. I just forgot to send it to you to show you. But yeah, Hakeem Butler actually liked what I said, and that's crazy. I don't know if that was one of those. Oh, I see you talking about me moves, or I see you. You know what I mean? So I don't know what to expect, Arlington. I really don't. If I ever come in contact with Hakeem Butler, I don't know what to expect. You know what I mean?
Listen. I done got to a place now where I don't know what to call him anymore, man. But that was the name he was given at certain points during the season, and I get it. He had that big 80. He has a chip on his shoulder, man. I've seen that. Also, it does come off, and he's a real cocky guy. But he's out there because he wants another chance at it, right? And I know a lot of people looked at this league as y'all don't deserve, or you should not be here. If you have to go play there, you can't be here. And I'm like, I can't sit there and say that, because a couple of players that came out of spring football wound up doing well in the NFL, and they still doing their thing now. A couple of them just happen to be Dallas Cowboys, and Cavante Turpin and Brandon Aubrey, right? And right, you can also say Alex Magoo. Well, Magoo.
Brandon Automatic Aubrey. Make sure you say his name right.
That's Aubrey. A lot of pressure going into year 2, man. So
look, he was automatic.
He was. And, that's a lot, especially for a first year player getting on America's team at that, and to be able to stick it during the regular season. He was automatic, man. I think, didn't he have one miss and it was in the playoff, wasn't it? Or was I mistaken?
He had one miss and it was an extra point.
Oh yeah, see?
He made every single field goal.
The pressure finna build on him again to continue to do that. Like the last time I seen something like that was Mike Vanderjagt, and you know what happened to Mike Vanderjagt.
Yes, we do. But it's going to be interesting to see. We're going to take a quick commercial break, y'all. And when we come back, we're going to actually transition into some IFL news, because we got a big week 8 coming up in the IFL. My Nighthawks are looking to stay undefeated. The Bay Area Panthers are looking to stay undefeated, and they take on each other this week. So we got some stuff to talk about in the IFL as well. Make sure you guys start tuning into the IFL, man. It's really good football. It actually is. For the indoor scene, it's really, really good football. I enjoy this league. I enjoy watching these games. Hell, a lot of plays have been on the top Sports Center top 10. So make sure you guys are checking that out. But like I said, we're about to jump into a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we get into the IFL, baby, the indoor war. We'll be right back with more of the Gridiron live on Field Sports Network, baby. You already know.
Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Came for my win, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my ends. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in.
I don't know what the heck happened, but welcome back to the show. Something was supposed to play. I don't know.
Oh boy.
But welcome back to the Gridiron.
Oh boy.
Production's been crazy. I don't understand. But it's all right. We're back. And like I said, man, we're about to get into some IFL talk because things have been going on this week in the IFL. We've already had two games that were played this week. And interestingly enough, they were I wouldn't even say close games. Okay. I wouldn't even say close game. Now, our preview for week 8, like I said, is gonna start off with these two games from last night. You had the Green Bay Blizzard taking on the or excuse me, the Sioux City Storm, and Sioux City actually edged it out, 46-38. Then the other game was actually closer. The Jacksonville Sharks taking on, I believe that is Tulsa, and yeah, the Oilers, and that was actually a much closer game than what I expected, and it was actually pretty good. It was actually a pretty good game. I was really, really intrigued by what I saw, and I don't know, man. I think this week's slate is really, really going to be interesting. The game of the week for me. Oh, sorry, y'all. Game of the week for me is the Nighthawks versus the Bay Area Panthers, which actually is tonight because they do have Sunday games as well, which will be tomorrow. San Diego will be taking on the Northern Arizona Wranglers, and then the Bay and they'll be taking on the San Diego Strike Force. Excuse me. But that the one game that I'm really, really interested in seeing, not just because I'm a Nighthawks fan, but because it's the game of the week. It's two undefeated teams taking on each other. You know what I mean, and trying to stay undefeated. Now, Arlington, have you been staying up with the IFL? Have you caught any games in the past couple weeks?
Not as much as I would like, man, because I will say this has been the most consistent arena league around, and they continuously are going at a high level. There's consistency with their broadcasting, there's consistency with their games, and hey, at least from what we know, they're getting their money. So at this point right now, I've been on the outside looking in. I'm just gonna be honest, but from what I have seen on the outside, there have been two teams that always have piqued my interest. That's the Green Bay Blizzard, and that has been also our friends over at the Smoking Guns podcast with the San Antonio Gunslingers, and of course, the Vegas Nighthawks. So more than two teams, so three teams in this case. Because one, the Gunslingers got our guy Lacoby Tucker, who's a great individual. Yes, and that's one thing that league needs is that dude is huge. He's huge. Huge.
He's so good. He's so good.
Yeah, and shout out to Evan Willsmore, man, up in Vegas, doing his thing
Yes, sir. My
with the
God.
Nighthawks so far. Hey, it's something about these young guns, man, about these guys younger than 25 that they're starting to understand how to build championship contending teams, at young ages. So that means they've been deep diving into this game for a long time,
Definitely.
or they really picked it up at a quick pace. You know what I mean?
Birmingham's up now, 22-9. They just scored, going for 2-point conversion. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I'm catching that game as well as I'm talking to you. And
But
that's
yeah, like you said, they're currently the most consistent indoor league right now. We know that their teams are secure. Not from what we've seen so far in the AFL. And it's crazy because the AFL returned, y'all. The AFL returned last week. They had games. Games were pretty good. Already, 2 teams have folded. So when you say the consistency in the indoor football league has been there, you're not lying. It's been there. They've been the most consistent indoor league for the last, I can say, 5 to 7 years. And just watching the growth of this league is good. They're at 16 teams right now. The UFL isn't even at 16 teams. The NAL isn't at 16 teams. The what other indoor league that is? The Arena Football League isn't at 16 teams. There's another
National
one.
Arena.
Yeah, the National Arena League, the NAL. They're not even at 16 teams yet.
Not even the Arena League themselves.
Yeah.
Now,
so
there's the Arena League, which is different from Arena Football League because they only have 14.
Then you have the CIF. Man, there's so many. There's a few different indoor leagues out there, but the most consistent and the one with the most teams right now is the Indoor Football League, and I'm excited to cover it. I really, really am. Let's check out these standings really quickly. In the IFL, these are your current 2024 standings. You can see right now Massachusetts is actually leading the Eastern Division over Frisco, and that loss to Frisco actually came from the San Antonio Gunslingers, and this is their first season in the league. So that's a huge win for San Antonio. Shout out to Leo, Phil, and RC down in San Antonio covering the San Antonio Gunslingers. They are part of the Fuel Sports Network. You can catch them Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Yes, if I'm not mistaken.
But that is correct, sir. That is correct.
Your Green Bay Blizzards is right there, though, with that 4-2 record, the team that you've been watching and keeping an eye on. But I can say that Frisco is one of the best teams in the IFL as well. Massachusetts, this is a surprise for me. This is a surprise. Last season they didn't do as well. They did have a good record, but they didn't do as well. They're 5-1 right now, leading the East. You know what I mean? So, and then as you can see, my who that is right there? Yeah, them Vegas Nighthawks, baby. Them Vegas Nighthawks, the real cacao. You know what I'm saying?
We taking shots. Oh, okay. All right.
The real cacao.
I like it.
We 5-0.
I like it.
To take the lead, the whole straight up first place lead in the Western Division against the Bay Area Panthers today. Northern Arizona Wranglers is in second. Then you got the San Diego Strike Force. And then what's surprising is the 3-3 Rattlers. The Arizona Rattlers were in the championship last year, if I'm not mistaken. And it's surprising to see them at 3-3. It's not surprising to see San Antonio at 2-3 right now because there's more games to go. You got 19 weeks in the IFL season, and I think San Antonio is just going to keep getting better and better. Castronova, their quarterback, boy, that man can sling the rock. He out there looking like a young Kurt Warner. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying he's out there doing his thing, but he's not looking as good as my man Jerome Johnson over there out here in Vegas, man. Jerome Johnson is second right now in the league for rushing touchdowns among running backs, quarterbacks, any player. He's second in the league. And that's behind Frisco Fighters quarterback TJ Edwards, who's number 1 in the league. So, and these guys can throw the ball as well. Don't get me wrong, but the indoor game, you have more rushing than you do passing. Like you have your passing because you have your two guys in motion, and when they come in motion, you might get one that runs straight down for a pass, and you might get another that'll come across. You know what I mean, and run a jet sweep, and they'll actually get the ball handed off to them, or they'll take a fake, and the ball will get handed off to the running back, or the quarterback will take off and run. So the IFL is different than outdoor football, period, because there's more rushing than there is passing. So when you look at the stats, when you look at the ratings of these different players, like if I were to go here to the stats right here, and this is just for your team stats, of course. But when you look at your leaders for passing and rushing, even right now, our offense efficiency numbers here, you can see Frisco's still number one, even on defense as well. You know what I mean? When it comes to efficiency on offense, Vegas Nighthawks is number one. Defensive efficiency, you have the Green Bay Blizzard at number one. So you see that it's not just the same team leading in all the stat categories, and that's another thing that's really, really intriguing to me. I mean, the defense, as far as the defense goes, Green Bay is leading in all categories. Excuse me, sorry, Green Bay is actually leading in all categories, as you can see, in efficiency and just defense as a whole. On offense, in passing, well, that's in passing. Excuse me. In offense, though, as you can see, the San Antonio Gunslinger, like I was just talking about, Castronova, he's doing his thing with his arm and with his legs. So there's a lot to really break down in the IFL, you guys, and I'm just excited. Now, are you surprised to see Green Bay up there with the top defense efficiency on when it comes to passing?
No, not at all, man. Because I've always seen the Blizzard as being a special team in the IFL. I've seen a lot of them on at least the ownership. They have been around, so they always are looking at putting out a championship contending team. And so seeing them up there in that spot is not a surprise to me. I would them and Massachusetts are the teams to really look out for. It's great to
Yeah,
see Frisco up there. And then you said this was their first year being in the IFL, and they're already making noise. But these are those
yeah,
three
San
teams in
Antonio.
that division. Yeah, these are the three teams in that division that are definitely um, going to contend for a division title.
Hmm.
So, got to look out for that
Right.
as the season continues. And like you said, it's a long season. So, they're already in week 8. And
Yeah,
there's still a long way to go, and it can flip flop at any given moment during the season. I think that's what
exactly.
makes this league more compelling because you never know who could be the one sitting at the top when the time gets for the playoffs.
Exactly. And Green Bay right now, they're sitting in a good position with only two losses, and they just picked up that second loss yesterday. So, they're looking for a bounce back week next week, of course. But like you said, Massachusetts sitting at number one is the biggest surprise for me in the Eastern Division. Bay Area sitting at number one, and Bay Area and Vegas sitting at number one isn't much of a surprise for me because I've seen these teams play. Arizona getting that loss earlier this season, it was a shock for the loss, but they're still in contention in the playoffs. You know what I mean, for the playoffs. So it's in the Western Division. It's not so much of a surprise. It's more for me in the Eastern Division with Massachusetts being number one, of course, with San Antonio giving Frisco that loss. So that's like I said, it was a big win for San Antonio, a huge loss for Frisco, losing to a team whose first year, with this being their first year in the league, so that was pretty interesting to me to actually see that go down. And I'm like I said, the games we got packed for today, though, you guys got to tune in. You definitely got to tune into the IFL games. You can check your local area if you have a team in your area, as far as like Jacksonville, Tulsa, Green Bay, and Sioux City. Those games already happened yesterday, but the Frisco Fighters versus San Antonio, the and that's crazy. They're taking on each other again. So this is a rematch. Let's see if San Antonio can win this game at home and give the Frisco Fighters another loss. So that's going to be a really, really interesting game as well to check out today. And that comes on at 7:05 Eastern Standard Time. Then you have the Quad City Steamrollers taking on the Iowa Barnstormers. And I think Iowa really, really needs this win more than Quad City. Iowa's 0-5 right now, so they really need this win. And like I said, the two undefeated teams, Bay Area in the Western Division, Bay Area, and well, they're actually the only two undefeated teams in the league as well. But Bay Area, and Vegas is going to be a huge game today. Make sure you guys check that out. And then tomorrow you have the Northern Arizona Wranglers taking on the San Diego Strike Force. So, like I said, guys, this is a big week in the IFL because now we're starting to look towards the middle of the season to where now wins and losses are going to really start to matter more than anything. Could you agree with that, Arlington?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Of course. Because you want to make sure that you're doing your job as you're getting toward a playoff berth. And any little small misstep can hurt your chances. And heaven forbid any injuries happen during the course of the middle of the road. You don't want to mess around and play around like that. You just want to get wins when you can.
Right, definitely. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Now we're going to jump into another quick commercial break, y'all. And when we come back from this quick commercial break, we're actually going to jump into some NFL news because there was a lot of NFL news that went on this week with free agency moves as well as some fifth-year option news. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. So we'll get into that when we come back from this commercial break, live right here on the Gridiron, live on Fuel Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Houston, we've triumphed. I've made it back to Earth with the cargo intact. The game-changing, time-sensitive payload is none other than the revolutionary energy flavor we've all been waiting for. Introducing Merc Mayhem Cherry Limeade. Merc Clan played a crucial role in securing this energy flavor, and together we've unlocked the future of power. Merc Mayhem is not just a drink, it's a statement, a fusion of relentless energy and bold flavor. The secret is out. Merc Mayhem is set to redefine the energy landscape, leaving ordinary drinks in its cosmic dust. Get ready for a taste explosion that matches Merc Clan's unparalleled power. Join the revolution, and let's unleash Merc Mayhem upon the world. Astronaut M signing off.
Same great taste. Yes, same great taste. Same great taste.
Welcome back to the Gridiron. I am your host, Kevin Jerzey Tha King Womble. I am joined by the CEO of Fuel Sports Network, Mr. Arlington A-Train Lane. How you doing today, brother?
With a jacked up camera, but you know, I'm here. I
All good.
Day, man. Like, listen, I love doing what I do at the network, but it's like sometimes I'm like, man, I shouldn't have these issues with this camera stuff, like at all. Like, I got a great freaking laptop, and it's saying F you, all that good stuff, man. So you think you got something?
Not today.
You ain't got no good crapola on your behalf, man. So look,
right
now.
If you guys do enjoy energy drinks, make sure you get you some W Energy powder. Use that save 10% code that you've seen on the commercial, and that will get you 10% off on your order through Fuel, and it'll help support the network. It'll help you guys save some money and get some great tasting energy drinks. Also, make sure you use that save 10 now for that Just Meat jerky. You can go ahead and go to justmeat.com. check out the beef jerky section and use that 10% code to get you some just meat jerky. And it's really, really good, actually. From what I've heard, everyone who's tried it has enjoyed it. There's no sugar and all that good stuff. So it's really, really good. And it's actually, I wouldn't say healthy, but it's healthier than other beef jerky out there. So make sure you guys go and try it. Use that Save 10 Now code and use that Save 10% code for W Energy. Now, like I said, man, there's been some news going on in the NFL. Hit, you always trolling.
He ain't got nothing better else to do.
he said you're the
Tech issue master,
tech issue master. He's a fool, y'all. But
right?
now let's get into some NFL news because there's a lot to talk about. Now, real quick, there was a few players that fifth-year options were declined on. And I want to start off with that. And one of them was Najee Harris. Are you surprised about the fifth option being declined for Najee?
You know what? I'm a little surprised, man. Like, why would they not? Why was he saying? Why did he say no to returning back to Pittsburgh, man? Like, it's pretty much going to be his show unless he's seeing something that they're not going to look at. Looking into the plans for him, or he wants a bigger contract. He feels he still needs to be paid. And as you're seeing lately, running backs are not getting the paper that they deserve. Honestly, they're not.
Not all of
They're
them.
They're getting the short end of the stick. And Najee Harris is saying, no, I want to be paid more than that. This is about my future. This is about my family. And I believe I'm worth more than what they're asking.
Now, has his performance, do you believe his performance has shown that, though? That's the big question. That's the question mark.
When he get the ball, he does well. You know what I mean? When he don't get the ball, of course not. But he has to stay out there on the field too. So,
I mean, I from what I've seen, there's been games where Najee Harris has been very, very productive. But there has been games
the last 2 years, though.
Yes, there has been games though in those last 2 years where he hasn't been as productive. But you can't put it all on him either. You got to, a lot of that falls on the line. A lot of that fell on Matt Canada and his play calling. So,
dude,
I really think it is
room in Pittsburgh is gone and it was replaced.
Yeah, so I think.
I think you muted yourself, sir.
I think he's going to have to actually learn or show that he's worth a big time contract.
And you got the last 2 years, 1,000 yards. You would say yes, you deserve that. You deserve that type of contract. But then you know how people teams get with running backs. You guys are a dime a dozen. You can be replaced at any given moment, and your worth isn't as great as it once was. The minute you have a misstep, you're done.
You're done. It's no questions asked. You're done, and they're looking to get rid of you or not pay you or franchise tag you. And I just think it's crazy. Now, another player that was denied their fifth option was Kadarius. I can't hang on to the ball, Tony. I am not surprised at all. I am not surprised. I am more surprised that they were even considering the fifth option. Picking up the fifth option on him. Kadarius Toney has been less than what I expected. A hell of a lot less. I thought this young man was going to come into the league and actually make an impact. He's made more noise being a burden on teams, especially in New York, than he has been being an impact on teams. Um, Howard, what are your thoughts on Kadarius Toney's fifth option being declined?
I'm surprised they even get. Well, if it was in his contract, they had to do it. But at the same time, like it's he feels like he deserves a big contract too. But I wouldn't give it to him. You can
I
go find
definitely
that
wouldn't.
somewhere else, bro. Like
I
serious.
wouldn't give it to him.
Like, dude, I would not look at the Chiefs anymore as I get it. You are part of their championship teams. You're the last two, or this last one for sure. Like now you want to go get paid, but the question is going to become: is anybody going to pay you?
Right.
Because you've showcased in big games, you come up short.
Can't hang on to
And I
the
know
ball. Can't line up on time.
some team is going to look at him and say, yes, that's going to be the case because they see something special in there and they think it can work in their scheme.
I can't stand you, Hit. Oh, I love you though, brother. I love you. No, but I agree, man. Some team may look at him and be like, we may be able to work with him. Put him with the right wide receivers coach. Work on him catching the ball and holding on to it for sure. But it wasn't a surprise to me. It really wasn't. Now, this next one was more of a weird decision to me. Trey Lance's fifth-year option has been declined by the Cowboys. But here's my thing. What the hell did you trade for him for?
They needed another body at quarterback.
I get that. But why trade for him, get rid of Will Greer, and then you're still not going to pick up his fifth-year option? What are we using him for? What is he on the roster for? You know what I mean? As a
Exactly.
Cowboys fan, that's the question I'm asking. Why did we pick him up if we're not even going to?
I'm telling you, at the time it was about another body, man. Because look, if you ain't seeing it now, man, the decision making by Jerry Jones is becoming more and more questionable as these years progress.
Yes, I see it.
So,
trust me.
like, dude, he
A
becoming
lot of
like
his
Bob
moves
Barker on The Price is Right, man. Like he was, God rest his soul. Like he started, you start forgetting stuff, man. Like this is what we need. But he says he got all the knowledge, man. And he got all the knowledge, and it's just not panning out to championships anymore, man. At least he ain't like Jerry Reinsdorf.
Right. But he's getting there. I'm just saying.
No, I disagree because he's paying his guys. You get cheapskates.
But at the end of the day,
the day's
he's
got to
overpaying
end.
somebody. Right. And he's overpaying some of these players.
I think that is one of the weirdest. I'm sorry, man. I think that's one of the weirdest statements I've ever heard. But it makes so much sense.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the
day's got to end.
So,
God, dog it. I was pissed off when I heard that.
Big news down in Miami.
Yeah.
Odell Beckham Jr. signed a 1-year deal with the Dolphins worth up to $8 million for this upcoming season. So he is taking his talents down to South Beach.
Is it pending? Is it pending physical? Because I don't think it's been. No pending physical.
He was healthy majority of the year last season with Baltimore. He played majority of the season. He played in the playoffs as well. So he's pretty much healthy.
Them things is juicy.
So we'll just have to see how this works. Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Odell Beckham Jr. It's a pretty good wide receiving core. Then you got Barrios there as well. It's gonna be interesting to see how that.
Hit with the comment. They can't blame COVID no more.
You can't though. You can't. There ain't no more COVID excuses. Out of here with all that. better come playing to win. So we're gonna see how Odell plays this season, man. We're definitely gonna see how he plays this season and see what is the outcome of Miami season. Let's see how this goes. Let's see if they can make a deep run in the playoffs and it actually be a decent run in the playoffs and maybe even a Super Bowl opportunity. You know what I mean? Maybe a Super Bowl trip for Miami. I don't know if Odell Beckham's going to be that effective for them though. I really don't. Just saying. The Bills added a wide receiver as well. A couple wide receivers have been picked up recently this week. The Bills added Chase Claypool, the former Steeler, to a 1 year deal. Michael Gallup is now out here in Vegas with the Raiders on a 1 year deal. The Chargers signed DJ Chalk Jr. to a 1 year deal. So, and that happened on Thursday. So we're going to be seeing some wide receivers move around. Do you think the Bills are going to pick up any other receivers besides Chase Claypool? I mean, they got rid of damn near all the receivers this offseason, and I think only drafted maybe one. So right now they got like 2, 3 receivers in their receiver room.
So you mean to tell me in Buffalo that Josh Allen was not the problem, but everybody else was? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you're telling me right now? Like, how
I
in the
don't know.
world? I understand that Josh Allen is the quote unquote franchise quarterback here, right? But there has been a major issue. And if that's what it's going to become, then Buffalo's never going to go anywhere.
Nope.
Never. You can bring in as many receivers you think you can to make it work for Josh Allen. But if Josh Allen is continuously being the problem here and there's nobody giving them any accountability for it, then guess what? They're going to get what they get.
Exactly.
They're going to get what they get, man.
Exactly.
And it's going to be a bunch of nothing. He's going to continue like you had opportunity. That's just what's amazing to me that this past year, we look at it, the Chiefs were on the road the entire time and nobody could knock them off.
Exactly. That's what, and they had the receivers who were dropping the ball. But when it came time for them to step up, they
They
did what they
did.
had to do.
Defense definitely
And
did that for them.
yes, the defense carried them through the playoffs, to be honest with you. But the wide receivers stepped up in the Super Bowl and they got the W like they were supposed to. Because when you come out to play, you're supposed to win. Period. When you come out to play on both sides of the ball and you are ready to go in this game, go in a game, and do everything you have to do, hey, it is what it is. Let's shift some focus though. Kirby Smart, University of Georgia head coach, is now the first NCAA football $13 million coach. And when I say $13 million coach, he's going to be making $13 million a year for the next 10 years on a $130 million contract that he just signed. Kirby,
Wow.
he getting that bag.
Sure enough.
Kirby Smart is getting that bag. And that's very, very intelligent. I'm not even gonna lie. He out here making Kirk Cousin moves, boy. Kirk Cochain moves, boy. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm happy for him. He deserves it. He's brought a winning culture to Georgia, and it's been there since he's been there. Um, it's like watching Nick Saban at Alabama, but just Kirby Smart at Georgia. You know, dominance. I mean, don't get me wrong; they didn't win the national championship last year, but they showed dominance since he's been there, and they did win 2 back-to-back championships. So he's worth all this money that they're giving him, and if he's going to continue to keep Georgia in the college football playoff and national championship conversation every year, why not?
And that's why we now have the 12-team playoff.
Yes, sir. We definitely do. And
And
speaking
they
of the
showed
playoff,
it a little bit on the UFL telecast too. Yeah.
and speaking
Go ahead.
of the playoffs, the former Oregon State and Nebraska football coach, head coach Mike Riley, is now joining the college football playoff selection committee, and he's replacing Pat Chun, who has decided to step down. So this is actually pretty big for Mike Riley, man. Congratulations to him. And it's big going into this new season where they're extending the playoffs to 12 teams. And how that will work is the top five. Let me make sure because I wrote all this down.
The top four conference.
Top five highest ranked conference champions get automatic bids. So that's going to be your first five teams. The other seven is going to be your top seven highest ranked teams will round out the rest of the bracket. So your top five conference champions, and this is what's different from the previous season. They're doing top five conference champions, not power conferences. So that's a big difference. This opens up the door for other teams. So let's say we have a situation like we did last season when Georgia went 12-1 and won the SEC, but Florida State went 13-0 and won the ACC. Florida State would have been in that top five and not Georgia. You see what I mean? So this is going to be a big change in the college football playoff as well, and I'm really, really looking forward to this. Not even going to lie, I really am, because it needs to change. Every team needs an opportunity if their record shows that they deserve to be in the college football playoff. It's that simple.
Yeah, and they're doing the format like what you will see in most tournaments. The top four seeds will be given bye weeks, and then the remaining seeds will. It's sort of like the NCAA tournament where the 9 to 8 will face off against the 1 seed, 10 and 7, and all the way down. So,
yep,
be interesting to
so
see.
It's gonna be interesting.
Hey,
I'm excited
that
for it.
5-12 matchup gonna be
crazy. If that 12 beat the 5, ooh, it's gonna be fun to talk about. Then what we gonna talk about, Daddy Ed? Huh? Then what you gonna say? Who deserve it? Not? Yeah, it ain't gonna be no more who
Hey,
deserves it.
y'all gonna be mad like the 4-6 Arlington Renegades from last year.
Damn right.
Yeah,
But
gonna
at
be
least
big
the team will
mad,
have a
dude.
winning record with probably more with no more than one loss. So
I just need chaos. That's all I need for these.
I know, right? That's all we
That's
need
it.
next season
I
in
need
the
is
CFP, baby.
chaos. That's it.
Real quick, let's end the show because my boy Hit is back and he's got us some
Mail
fan mail. Yes, sir. Now, my boy Hit asked his first question. So, has your opinion of the league changed since the season started? More or less confident? Oh, I was so happy for this question. But Arlington, I'm gonna let you go ahead first. Quickly, go ahead.
And it's so generic, but I'm gonna have to go and jump off and be like, since it's a generic question, do I need a good camera? Yeah, I absolutely do. I promise I'll have it next time. My league, yeah, my opinion of the league has changed. No, yeah, my league, yeah, it has changed because I see it getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
I see it getting worse. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. The level of competition is going to always be up there, but everything else around it, nah.
And I
The only thing that's going to
wholeheartedly
keep it
agree.
afloat is going to have to be that gameplay, man. That's the only way it's going to
Yeah.
work out. But you're going to have to do everything else around it to make it work. That means getting them players them checks, getting them coaches them checks, getting the broadcasting better, getting the marketing better. I get it. They have put out, they want to make sure that y'all in there right now know this is the premier spring football league, but it ain't resonating.
Right.
It's not resonating.
Not resonating with the attendance. It's
The
not
timing
resonating
was horrendous. I'm sorry. It was bad.
merchandise. Yeah. The merchandise prices are outrageous. And just everything is it's not looking good. It's not looking good. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's not looking good
You
at
could
all.
be like certain,
And I'm less confident.
right?
less confident that this league will survive and be around next season. Sorry. I'm just keeping
Right.
it 100. From what we're seeing, like you said, the level of play on the field is great, but everything else around it, the attendance, merchandise prices, merchandise sales, marketing, everything around it is just ass backwards. They need to bring in team owners. It's as simple as
I'm
that.
I'm
So,
curious to see what that Houston St. Louis attendance is going to be today.
yep, because if you look at the attendance for this Memphis and Birmingham game, atrocious. Atrocious. Next question is our off-topic question. Almost we going over our time today. I'm getting trouble. Do you think there should be more sports-related TV shows, not reality shows, but shows that fit a specific sport, or is that to be put in another pot with other shows? In my
Like
opinion, oh, go ahead.
scripted, like
Yeah,
scripted
like
stuff.
television shows. Like I, I,
Is he
I
saying?
think there should be more shows like the All American and stuff like that. Shows specifically to certain sports. You know what I mean? I really enjoy the All American. I really enjoy a story about a football player's life and getting to see action on the field, and all that in a scripted TV show. Um, I think they should bring out more actual television series and shows about sports. You know what I mean? And life behind sports. And this is done the third.
Oh man,
You know what I
dude, this
mean?
is gonna lead to a whole nother conversation. Like it's gonna, because there were so many good ones that got canceled early. Like one of my favorite
Hmm.
shows of all time was Sports Night. Sports Night was on ABC. It was a sitcom. It was about the makings of a broadcast network. It
Yeah,
had
I
the
remember that.
ESPN feel to it, right? I missed that. That show could have worked. That show could
The
still go
game.
if it was today. If they decided to
Right.
put it out on Max or somewhere streaming, like that was great.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There was a show back in the day on
And
Showtime
even,
called The Hoop Life.
yep,
People see that's what I'm
definitely remember
saying.
the Hoop
Like,
Life.
so yeah, of
The
course.
game on BT. Chelsea
Eh,
Grammer's The Game.
the game,
I'm
the
just saying
game
shows like
was
that,
the
you
game.
know,
Yeah.
it was
I
what it
was
was. But
I
I'm
would
just
say
saying more shows
the recent
was a
reboot
little
they
bit
did
better,
on
I think.
Paramount was way better to me.
Yeah, I think it's a lot better than the old series itself. But like we said, hit definitely. I would agree that more shows should be coming out about sports. Sports is a lot of people's getaway. You know what I mean? If it isn't music, if it isn't video games, it's sports. You know what I mean? So
Ballers was a great series.
yeah, wish The Rock wouldn't have ended that one. So
All good things
yeah,
got to come to
man.
an end
So
sometimes. So
to answer your questions, yes, we honestly do believe that it should be out there. More shows should be out there, and they should be, like you said, not so much reality shows, but like a TV series, a real TV series that's scripted, and I think it will work. I really do think it will work. Currently, the Memphis Showboats are getting their behinds stomped. It looks like Birmingham is sinking the boat again. It's 25-9. So I don't know about the yacht club. Y'all got y'all life preservers. Y'all got your life jackets and your little donut ring preservers because y'all yacht is sinking, boy. Y'all yacht is sinking right now. I'm telling you, it's not looking good.
hey, going
No,
1-5 is never good, dude.
never, never,
Never good,
never,
man.
never good. Um, Again, y'all, what a great show. We are coming to the end of the show. Again, may the 4th be with you all, to all my Star Wars fans out there. May the 4th be with you all. Again, if you want to send your fan mail questions in, you can do so at the Gridiron Podcast at gmail.com right there. As you see, got the new animations going. You know what I mean? You can follow all of Fuel's socials because you can only catch the Jerzey Tha King show and the Gridiron now on Fuel. I don't stream them to my social media platforms anymore. I stream them to Fuel's social media platforms. So make sure you guys follow us on YouTube,
We're gonna have to
Facebook.
change that.
Yep, we're gonna change it all, but it's all gonna be uh, Fuel Sports Network or Fuel_SN. So we'll get everything updated for you guys so you'll have all the correct information. And of course, you can check out all of the shows you see in the commercial. You can see the lineup for all the shows that we got on the network. You got some new shows, Team of Rivals, Girl Chat Sports, Texans Talking Football, that have just recently joined the Fuel family and are now on the network. And of course, you can still catch all the regular shows that have been on the network. Bottom Line, Smoking Guns, B Hawk Live, the X Fans Show, Derek King Sports Show, the 18 with RC, Player Perspective, which is a Fuel Sports original series. We are on season 1 and episode 5 just dropped. So episode 6 will be dropping next week for season 1 of Player Perspective with Dre and Big Ham. As you guys know, it's DeAndre Francois from the DC Defenders currently this season, and former Orlando Guardians and former football player who is now retired, Jordan Igafase, from the former Orlando Guardians of last year in the XFL. So make sure you guys download Fuel Sports Network on your Roku and Amazon TV and devices. So that means Roku TV, Amazon TV, Roku Stick, Amazon Fire Stick, and make sure you guys keep it locked here every week, man, because we're gonna keep it going. You know, we're gonna keep bringing you all the football news. Next week we'll be talking more about. Of course, we'll be catching up on week 8. We'll previewing a little bit of week 8 in the IFL and or recapping and then previewing week 9, and the same for the UFL, recapping week 6, previewing week 7, and getting out there some more NFL news and college news if there is any. And I do want to talk about the AFL, y'all, but I'm scared too. I don't even know if the season's gonna make it to halfway, and it's not even COVID. It's the owners. So I don't know if we're gonna really talk about the AFL on the show, but I'll keep you guys updated and let you know. But Arlington, is there anything you'd like to say before we get up out of here? What's going on, Jackie? You're in the sky headed to DC. That's what I'm talking about. 2-1 Obama State football.
Yo,
That's so dope. You're watching that on the phone.
yo, Jacob Fatu, I think just showed up tonight. Oh my God. Okay, I'm done.
Jacob Fatu.
Yes, I'm watching Backlash.
Backlash is on right now.
Yes, you need to get off the air.
Oh my God. Look, Backlash is on right now. And you have UFC 301 tonight, y'all. And then Battleground is in Vegas. NXT Battlegrounds in Vegas. I'm going crazy this month on sports, man. And I just got credentialed with the Vegas Thrill. If you didn't see the Jerzey Tha King show this past Thursday, you can go back and watch it on Fuel and Fuel socials, media platforms. I was just credentialed with the Vegas Thrill of the Volleyball Federation. So go check out that episode. You know what I'm saying? It was fun, man. It was definitely fun. But you can catch me next Thursday on the Jerzey Tha King show live on Fuel Sports Network, where we now talk all Vegas sports and Vegas sports happenings like the MMA or UFC, PFL, WWE coming to Vegas for Battleground for NXT. So lots going on out here in Vegas. So I'll keep you guys up to date on the
Oh,
different
yes, the A
details.
Train show starts Monday. Sorry.
I was just about to say that. And we got the A Train show coming back and airing on Fuel Sports Network this Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And it will be 1 p.m. Eastern on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And the show will be
Lord willing.
interesting.
Woo.
Very, very interesting because
Woo.
each day might be different.
That's right.
Monday
That's
might be
right.
different. Tuesday or Wednesday might be different. Friday might be different. Just have to wait and see. But I
Woo.
want to thank you guys, all of you guys, for tuning in today, being here with us on the Gridiron. A Train, I want to thank you for filling in for Gabe today, who is out of town working. That's why he's not on the show today. He won't be here next week either because he has to work as well out of town. So thank you again, A Train. I really greatly appreciate you, my brother.
No problem,
Like
man.
always.
I'm gonna get that
And let
Indian
them know
tech
where they can
support.
follow
It
you.
said, hey, it was
Let them
so
know where
funny.
they can follow the A Train at.
You can follow me on Instagram at the A Train Show, and you can also follow me on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, at Arlington Lane, ARLINGTON LANE.
Yes, sir. And of course, follow Fuel Sports Network on X, Fuel_FN, and just look up Fuel Sports Network everywhere else. You'll find us.
Sound
Promise you.
good. Hey,
That'll
yep,
do
we
it
need to talk after
for
the show, sir.
yes, sir. That'll do it for the Gridiron. I am 10 minutes over. I'm gonna get in trouble, y'all. I'm gonna get in so much trouble. I'm 10 minutes over. I gotta go. I love y'all. I will see y'all next week right here on the Gridiron, live on Fuel Sports Network. Y'all have a great weekend, man, and enjoy the rest of your football Saturday and Sunday. Holla at your boy.